Hello everyone, it's Frankie, it's Jazz, it's West Ham Irons channel, and yeah, we're kind of catching up together. Frankie was at the game, I didn't go. It's a 1-1 draw, West Ham United 1, Aston Villa 1. It's Sunday evening. Before I get into it, I want to give Frankie a chance to start off. And this channel is just no bullshit, no mixings, no political things like that, and I'll get into a bit more, but I'm gonna let Frankie off first, and then I'll follow through depending on what tone we start off with. But I have a lot of things to say, which sometimes straight after a game, and Frankie understands, you're not sure about how you should approach it. I was with Ryan, young kid, good lad, and yeah, went off all right. He wasn't happy, I wasn't happy, but the tone was kind of politically as correct as it can be for our channel, without too many FW words, that kind of thing. But from the chat, Frankie, you don't know, the chat was boiling up. The chat was furious. The chat has had enough. It's had enough. We say that every week. Every week it's had enough. But in there, interestingly enough, there's one or two characters. They'll take it. And the one last thing I'll say before I let you loose, mate, is the West Ham United fan base. Not all of it, but a reasonable number of it, and I'm not proud of it because I support this club. I didn't have a choice supporting this club. My dad supported the club, and I love it. I don't want any other choice. And I'll come to my dad in a minute. He watching the game, what he said, but I don't want to swear. But a lot of the fan base becomes soft. It's not West Ham. They're happy with a draw. They're looking at the table. We're fourth from bottom, and they're like, it's not that bad. It's all right. I'll take that. I will swear later on, but take it away, my brother. Take it away, Frankie. Take it away, son.
Well, we're past the watershed now, mate, and I ain't. If I swear, I swear.
Go for it. Listen, I'm going to go worse than that,
clever, mate. Swearing's not clever.
No.
Across any differently.
No.
But at the end of the day, this is football now, and you know, my boy was there today, and there was plenty of swearing going on, and you accept that that's part of football, mate, because that is what it is. So, if anyone is watching with their kids, and I swear it is what it is, mate. West Ham United are dying a very slow and painful death right now. You know, I went over there today. Dad got over there early, always does. Went out in the pubs, had a bit of breakfast, whatever. He's over there from about 9:30, 10 o'clock. You know, normally by the time it gets to 12 o'clock, especially with an early kickoff, pubs are rammed, places like chock-a-block. He went in the normal pub we go in today, and mate, the King Edward was dead. No one in there. Open late. Didn't even open early. Dead. Went down to the Abbey Tap. Could stroll up, get a drink. Straight away. No problem. Absolutely dead. The whole place, mate, felt empty. It was like a ghost town over there. It was absolutely just the most subdued. And I know it's a Sunday, but, mate, this is a massive, massive game for us. You know, we're under pressure. We've dropped into the bottom. I put pictures out from the Forest game, showing how empty the stadium was at the Forest game on a crunch game on a Saturday at 3 o'clock. And I said to everyone, this is going to get worse and worse, and people are turning their backs on it, and they've had enough of it. And the whole experience that we've been given as football fans is a shambles. And following West Ham is an absolute shadow of what it used to be. It's disgusting, mate, what they've done to this football club. Absolutely disgusting. Mate, it's just so painful and sad to watch. The thing that I used to love doing and would give anything for, mate, when I was younger, I spent every penny of my wages on the weekend, and I'd go into work on the Monday and have to ask for a sub because I'd ironed out all my wages on following West Ham. And I was only happy to do it because I had the best times of my life. I love following West Ham with absolute passion. And like you, I wouldn't change it for the world, mate. But what they've created over there, and there's been people on Twitter today blaming the fans for not getting behind the team. The board have created this and engineered this atmosphere. They wanted this. Every time we have pockets of people who want to stand up and cheer and get behind the team, they disband them and do everything to move their seats and move them away. They build a wall between the home fans and the away fans. They make you sit down constantly again, and they're asking you to sit down. It's so hard to get an atmosphere when, you know, they want everybody to sit on their bums and not get up and not get into the game. Even the hospitality area today, mate, was completely and utterly dead. It was empty. There was seats spare everywhere. The stadium was just, you know, just so empty today. It really is. They're alienating proper West Ham fans. And before we get into anything to do with today's match and everything else, David Moyes and the owners are killing West Ham. They're strangling us a very slow death. It is like our oxygen is just being turned down and down and down to a point that there's just we can't breathe no more. It is an absolute shambles, mate. I'm just gutted. I'm gutted for my football club. The way that we play football, the experience, the queuing up outside the stadium, you can't get in, the cost of beer when you get into the stadium, the lack of understanding of the type of music that will get fans up for it. And then you see tourists everywhere. It's watered down with tourists beyond belief. You know, coming out the ground, I didn't hear one normal conversation from West Ham fans. All I heard was one American group of people going, "Oh, there was other Americans behind us." I saw a load of Dutch people that had gone over there, mate. It's a day out. It's like people who come to London now, when they're coming on holiday, what can we do? Oh, we go on PI travel or whatever. What are the activities to do? Oh, we'll go and watch some Premier League football for next to no money. Don't think for 1 second that when we all give it the big un, right, that we're in the top, you know, 3 highest attendances and all this, and we've got over 60,000. We don't have over 60,000, mate. West Ham, I know we're a massive fan base. I know how big we are, and I know we're a sleeping giant, and we're everywhere. I get that, and I fully understand it, right? But don't think there's 60,000 in there every single game, because there just ain't, mate. It's full up, and because you've got in between proper fans, loads of these pockets of, you know, people who have no actual love for West Ham United, it waters the whole thing down to a point that it is just an awful, awful atmosphere. It's impossible to get any atmosphere going over there, but this is what they wanted, mate. This is what the board screamed for. It's what they wanted. They wanted this brand. And when you come out that ground today, I sent you the video, you come out the stadium, there's the biggest queue you've ever seen in your life to get into the club shop to buy souvenirs. You couldn't believe the queue that was queuing up for that club shop. Couldn't believe it. So they're not bothered. Sullivan and all that ain't bothered. The tickets have been sold to season ticket holders. There's more tickets been listed on the ticket exchange. And all the people that are going are watching that drivel coming straight out the stadium and marching straight into that club shop and spending an absolute fortune, mate. They absolutely love it. But the proper West Ham people like us, we've all been forgotten. And when the going gets tough and when it becomes not attractive anymore because we're not a Premier League football club or because we're not doing very well, you watch how many people they can get in that stadium then. It will be empty, mate, and it will get worse and worse and worse.
What a speech from my brother. What a speech. And Frankie's going to have a go at me if I got tea. He's going to have a go at me. So I'm not going to get emotional because Frankie's right. I'm not going to do none of that. But this shirt I've worn for a reason. That's Frankie's dad. That's my dad. It's me as a kid. Frankie's a lot younger than me, but this is my badge. Here. Adidas. Adidas is another story. That's another story, but this is what West Ham means to our families. In the chat, we're going to talk about the game, but I'm going to waffle a lot about my dad supporting West Ham, watching the game, like Frankie's dad. I had to calm him down. He had enough.
I've turned my back on it all, mate. See, today, the boy, he likes to wear the silly white with the orange on the bottom football kit, right? God knows why he likes it, but he's a kid, he likes it. I won't have it today. Today, he wore our centenary shirt. And I don't know if you remember that sort of period of time, 1995, 1996. We weren't a good side, mate. We were a pretty poor side. But I loved West Ham in that period, mate. I loved us. We had character. We had something about us that was, was proper West Ham. It meant something to support West Ham. And I always used to, my mates at school who supported Man United and Liverpool and all that, I used to say to them, look, our atmosphere, our passion, our fans. I would never, and I was proud to be a West Ham United fan. So proud. I felt like we had more than what they had. We didn't need to win matches. We didn't need to win trophies. We didn't need to be such
passion.
Mate. It's what it was all about. It felt special, so special to be a West Ham United fan. And I look at my boy and I look at him over there now, and I'm trying to make it as good as I can for him, and I'm trying to make it the best experience possible. But I just feel so sorry for him, mate, because he's not going to see those days. He's not going to experience what it was like to be West Ham in them days. Do you know what I mean? And it's such a shadow of its former self, mate. It really, really is. And I don't know. The thing is, mate, I could, before we knew that we'd sold our soul. We knew that we'd given up our identity. We knew that we'd changed our badge. We knew that we'd moved stadiums into this. And then let's be honest, right? Because even the Villa fans today, the comments you're seeing on their Twitter about what our stadium's like, we've got the worst stadium in the Premier League, mate. It is the biggest Kazi that you could ever wish for. It is a Kazi. It is an absolute dump. I know everyone started to get a bit used to it and everything else, but it's a piss hole, mate, is what it is. And, I still felt like up until this point, we had the fans. I still felt like that identity, that undercurrent of what made West Ham special was still there. But I'm seeing them turn away game by game by game. The people that have been going for 40, 50 years, the people who have been home and away non-stop all their lives, the people that followed this club through thick and thin, through relegations, promotions and failures, they are all turning away from this football club. They can't be bothered to go anymore. They've had enough of it. They've had enough of the football. They've had enough of the stadium. They've had enough of our ownership. They've had enough of it all, mate. And it is... I'm literally begging, people at the top at West Ham to make a change, to do something, to try and give us a little bit of hope back, to try and inspire the fans to want to come back. I know they don't want what they see as the old West Ham fan. I know they don't want people standing. I know they don't want people singing. I know they don't want any of this. But I'm telling you that when the going gets tough, we are the people that you'll depend on. If we do go down, we're the people you need, not the tourists, not the people who are coming to London for a weekend away. You need us. And when the going gets tough, you will need us. And I said it to people over and over again. That last season, when all the people were flying, and every celebrity was suddenly a West Ham fan and everyone wanted to go to West Ham again. I was saying to everyone, the difference is when we're crap, I'll still be there. They all won't be. They'll disappear into
I'll
the
go
shadows
more. I'll go
as
more
they
when we're
can.
crap. I'll go more
That's
when
what
we're
I'm saying,
crap.
mate. Go
because
more.
then, like you said, we go down. The real fans are going to come. The real fans are going to be there.
See that there behind me there? That right? You can't really see it on the picture, right? That is all ticket stubs from the season. What year was it? That was from year.
I'll pull out the DVD while you're at it. Well,
2004, that is 2004. There's a Millwall ticket in there. There's Stoke. There's Wigan. That season, I went to every single game, no matter what. And I had the best season. It's the best times. It's the best times, mate. It was brilliant. There you go. That's it, mate. I don't care if we go down. I really, honestly.
No, I don't. Oh, what?
See this now. See David Moyes now, right? See David Moyes. I don't care if you sack him and whatever decision you make gets us relegated. I will stand by it and I will say it was still 100% the right thing to do. I wouldn't put any blame on anyone. I wouldn't put any negativity in it. Sack him, hire the worst manager in the world and get us relegated. I don't care. What I don't want is what I keep watching at the moment, the football that I'm watching, everything about West Ham, something desperately needs to change because it is so bad, mate. It is killing us. We have to make a change.
I think the first thing is to start from the beginning. It's very, very obvious now. David Gold, rest in peace. I'm not going to talk about him, but Sullivan and Brady and most of the board are not West Ham fans. They're not West Ham fans. But apart from that, they haven't got the best best interest. Like Leicester City, they came from Malaysia, but look how much they done, and they're kind of winding down a bit now because they spent a lot on the training ground.
That shows you, because it was their dad that was passionate about it. They're not as passionate about it, mate. It shows you the difference between when someone cares and when someone don't. Really does.
I think they made their money from duty-free airport. Anyway, that's for another business program. But yeah, that's the beginning. Yeah, we used to have the Lenkern family, the Reg Pratt family, timber merchants, builders, Martin Edwards, Man United builders, and all that. But yeah, and news filtered through a couple of months ago. It could be bullshit. And Sullivan's like, yeah, I want to go back to Cardiff. It's my club. Always in a dream. It's up to you, mate, Brady, whatever she does. But yeah, in summary, the board, it's about 12 members, like I said, wasn't it, Frankie? 6, 7 are pro Sullivan with the 2 boys and the rest of the family and the financial controller. And then you got the 2 daughters of gold. With respect, because it's been a very difficult time for you guys, and the brother-in-law's in there, son-in-law's in there, and the 2 Kretinsky kids are in there, and Trip Smith and all that. So you can tell anyway. It is sad. It's a business for them. They don't care about the community. They've put nothing in the community anyway. Stratford. God, what can I say? I mean, if I start from the beginning in business, a lot, right, yeah, 80%, 90% is season ticket holders. So that's why you see, apart from today's game, so many empty seats. First time I saw today, so many empty seats. Flat, the worst flat atmosphere, watching from my TV, absolutely quiet. All I could hear was the Villa fans, right? And when you're selling season tickets, and again, listen, I know West Ham is a working class area. I just have to tell you the facts. You're not going to make money selling season tickets £300 a game. A lot of those fans are not even West Ham. They go, yeah, £300 a year. If we can watch 5, 6 Frankie in it, Class A games, we're happy with that. We'll bring our family down for that. No pie and mash around the ground. Awful journey from the station, and then there's another 20-minute walk over the bridge, and £7-8 a pint of beer, flat beer, pre-put on a tray. Totally, really bad match experience. Just kicking the fans.
It's awful, queuing up, trying to get in, can't get in. We don't experience that at any other stadium. That then searches that we have to go through, all of that rubbish. Mate, the whole thing is just such a poor experience.
And I tell you what, while you're on the phone, I'm gonna actually do a quick calculation. Also, what's the match program? Is it £4 these days? What do you think it is? £4 or £5?
Don't know, mate.
Let's give it £4. Right. If you gave a free match program to every season ticket holder or something like that, it's nothing, mate. It's one player's 1 week's salary. It's nothing. Nothing. But the bigger picture is you don't care about the community. You don't care about the atmosphere. And like you said, you remove the wall. A lot of people like that banter with the away fans. It's what West Ham is famous for.
Yeah, mate, it's part of it. It's part of it, mate.
And again, this show is honest, Frankie, and you can tell me off. The fans can tell me off. I know West Ham's got a reputation, but I tell you what, it's part of the club, and I'm fucking proud of it.
Even Millwall
I'm proud of it.
Have walls built in their ground. Like, there's not another football club who has that reputation, whether it be us, or it be Millwall, Leeds, Sheffield United, lower leagues, whatever. It doesn't matter who it is. We're the only people who have had to build a wall between us and the away and the away fans. It does, mate. It wasn't driven by anybody other than the West Ham United owners further trying to water us down and turn us into just people who want to sit on a seat, eat popcorn, and that is it. That's what they want.
Right, I'm going to say something now. I'm going to say something controversial. I used to have a lot of cousins, Liverpool fans, and they're like, we don't want to go, Jazz. We've heard it's like this. And I used to love it. I go, this is the thing we've lost. Oh, we might get into trouble. And I used to love it. They used to shit in their pants. And Frankie, this is what it's about. My West Ham's gone. People trembling. Like, Frankie, if you invite a non-West Ham fan to, Frankie, will you look after me? We're going to be all right. This was the edge, wasn't it? The West Ham edge.
But even like, and I know you're right, and everything you're saying is correct. But even without the nastiness, even without that little edge, it was still such an unbelievable atmosphere. I used to take my mates from school. I had a Charlton mate who I took along. He would go to one game and go, I want to be a West Ham fan. I took a Tottenham mate along. I want to be a West Ham fan. I took an Arsenal fan. I want to be a West Ham fan. Any time when I was younger, where I'd be 13, 14, whatever it was, and they'd come along with me to go and watch a game, they'd come out of there and go, I want to be a West Ham fan, because they were blown away by the atmosphere, by the feeling, by everything that football club was. You don't get that no more, mate. It's gone.
And I do want to apologise. I'm not in favour of the. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the passion. The passion. They're like, oh my god, you guys are like really, really loud. You're really up for it. I didn't mean into fighting anything like that, whatever. But listen, Jamie drove 3 hours.
I like that bit and all, mate. I like that bit as well.
I just have to be a bit political on the side and things like that. But that's why our club was rough and ready, mate. It's gone,
ready, mate. We was.
Right.
I remember that season when we played Millwall at Upton Park, and we had Tottenham the week before. And I remember Tottenham being all over the internet going, if Millwall think they're going to go over there and take liberties, they won't, because West Ham are ready for you. And we were, mate. We were ready. We had a spark. We just had an energy. We just had just something that was just electric, mate. It was absolutely electric. It was special. It really was special. And I look back at it now. You look at old videos of that stadium and everything else. And I know everyone said you've got to move on. It's gone. Those days are over. That's fine. I've accepted that. We're in this stadium now. But Arsenal, and Arsenal are not known for creating an atmosphere. They're one of the most silent, crowds in the Premier League. But they stood up and said, and Arteta went, if we want to win things, we need to bring an atmosphere back to Arsenal. And they got with supporters together. And as much as muggy as they look with their silly little face masks and their flags and all of that sort of stuff, they sat down with the supporters and said, tell us who wants to be in a place where you're going to sing loud, jump up and down, where you're going to stand up. And they stuck them all behind the goal. And there's an atmosphere at Arsenal now that they haven't seen in every single year that they've been at the Emirates. They are starting to create an atmosphere. And look what it's achieved. It's achieved a team on the up. Arteta's achieved a team on the up. They've got the right attitude, the right atmosphere. Everything is coming right at Arsenal because they are, again, listening to what the fans need, and they understand that an atmosphere is a vital and critical part to getting behind a team when you're losing. Don't think it's a coincidence that Arsenal keep going behind in games and coming back and getting through it. It's because they've got backing, and all people today
belief, yeah.
Belief, but also, mate, all people who turn around today and said, oh, the fans ain't doing their job, fans ain't making enough noise. That's because we are all watered down. We're all around the stadium, and any time we get together, the club do everything they can to move us all apart. If the club actually come together and said, what can we do to help create an atmosphere and bring an atmosphere back to London Stadium, we'd be able to achieve it very, very quickly, mate. We'd be able to achieve it very quickly. But West Ham won't do it. And do you know what? West Ham should swallow it. They should say, I don't care if we're moving a season ticket holder who's in a £300 season ticket spot to a £900 season ticket spot. What we're trying to achieve here is atmosphere. We're going to do it and suffer that difference in cost. It is what it is. We're going to move people around. We're going to suffer the cost and put people together who want to make a noise and want to get behind the football club. Mate, we need to do something, and we need to do it fast. They either need to change David Moyes and give us something better to watch and give us something that we can get behind, or they've got to try and just reignite the atmosphere in that stadium, that experience. They need to stop with the silly searching or make it, faster and improve it. They need to speak to the people at Westfield and stop us having to walk a million miles away. It's even, I get to the international train station and they can't just let us through the door. They make you all the way around the international train station. What for? What is the point? Why have you got to do that? Everything those people do is to make it the worst experience for us fans as possible. The club need to stand up and stop being so soft and start fighting to create a better experience on a match day for us fans, mate, because it is... When you're doing all right and you're doing well and there's big games and you've got all the hope, you can suffer some of those things. But when the going gets tough, mate, people just think, I don't want the ag. I don't want it. And it's showing, mate. It's showing. I know we're not talking about the game.
No. Listen.
It's so important because there's more to it at the moment than just the results on the football pitch.
We are on the point of being You know, when you want to beat the neighbour up, we're kind of on that dispute at the moment. Don't give the ball back, Frankie's kid's done the little cricket bat that's gone over the fence. It ain't coming back. Right, Frankie's like, okay, now it's gonna decisions now. But yeah, the same people who are happy with the point today, they're the same people moaning at their home fans.
I couldn't believe it.
I'm not going to get into trouble anyway. I don't give a shit. They're not West Ham fans. West Ham was hardcore, but fair. Hard, but fair. And
Mate, we were proper people. We weren't horrible people. We had good morals. We were good. We were respectful. And I said to you, all these people, when they go in at the moment, we've got to turn the comments off on David Gold's Twitter post because we're worried about what Stan fans are going to say. We were never that people.
We're not going to say nothing, David Gold. No,
we may have had a row. We may have been people who are ready to
right.
defend our turf and our territory. We may have been people who come from working class backgrounds and didn't take no rubbish. But we weren't wrong uns, mate. We were one of the most respectful fan bases. When respect was required, we were impeccable, mate. Impeccable.
I got an instinct. Goldie's a good lad. God bless you. I think he got done by Brady and Sullivan. I'm not going to go into any further. Going back to your Arsenal comment, mate. I'm from a Chelsea area, West London, and they told me to go, Jazz, you lost your soul. You moved your ground. And Chelsea telling me, brother.
Hey, and see this is a big point, right? See everyone who loves this silly tournament, this conference league, right? Don't get me wrong. I want West Ham to win everything. And if we go and win it, which we never ever will win it, then that's whatever. See what that did, but us playing on a Sunday today instead of a Saturday, all it did was put pressure on us, right? Say we do go and win this conference league, yeah? Where are we going to parade that trophy, mate? It's not going to come down East Ham Town, is it? It's not going to come down the Barking Road. Where's the trophy going to be paraded? They ain't going to parade it through Stratford, are they? So I'll tell you what the mugs will do. Now, I'll tell you what they'll do, Jazz. They'll open the stadium, they'll run it round that running track, and they'll charge us £10 a ticket to watch us run around with that stadium. That's what them mugs will do.
You're not wrong, but I was going to tell people in the chat that due to the level of that tournament, me and Frankie are the wing backs of the next game, second leg. I'm right back. No, I'm right. Are you right footed as well, Frankie? You're left. You back right.
Yeah.
Oh, can you do left?
But right footed.
Can you do left then for me? Can you help me out?
Of course I can.
Because Moyes said that it's very easy under Moyes. You don't cross the halfway line or you're dead. You're fucking dead, man. You don't. So it's easy. You and me, we're left back and right back, but yeah, it is like the club is. It's all gone. It's finished. Get your money. Get your 500% and profit. Get someone in there. I'll tell you what, again, I don't give a shit what I say. I mean, I do knock the Arabs, but they do put something in there. I mean, see, you can't knock it. I mean, what Newcastle, they're going to put something in there. I know it's for the wrong reasons. I know. Mate, that.
Do you know what you need?
What
you need, if you're going to have that sort of investment, just like what they've done at Newcastle, you have the people who are the money people, and then you employ people who care and actually have that in between the owners and the fans who do that day-to-day management. You know, no rich Saudi king is going to want to come West Ham games and sit in Stratford and everything else, right? So you don't actually want them there.
They clean their name. Yeah.
You want somebody who understands football, who understands business, who understands customer service, who understands, everything that you need to create a good atmosphere and a good experience at a football club. And you bring those guys in and they sit between the owners and the fans and make sure that the fans are happy. I can't tell you how much West Ham get it wrong, that the most important thing to any football club, not money, because I know fans don't contribute as much money towards the funds as we used to. The percentage of ticket.
It doesn't matter, Frankie,
is insignificant. It's more than that. The fans are the life and soul of the football club. They are the people who make the difference week in, week out, travelling up and down the country, going to the home games, getting behind the team. When you go 1-0 down, you hear that roar, come on, West Ham. I remember going 1-0 down. We used to go 1-0 down at Upton Park and we'd all start singing Bubbles and we'd get right behind them. We'd be like, come on. And we'd roar them back in. That doesn't happen now because of what they've created.
I saw a little bit of that at the Tottenham game before Upton Park when we beat them 1-0 in that rainy, cold day, Antonio.
Yeah.
And I never experienced that because I didn't used to go in towards the last couple of years and my son was with me. And again, I'm going to get told off again. When you go into battle, like Trafalgar Square against the Spanish Armada. I'm gonna get myself into trouble as usual. It was that kind of feeling around. I looked up and go,
mate.
whoa, I can sense it. It's night, it's drizzling.
You can feel it.
East End, Jack the Ripper's around it.
Mate.
Oh, mate. And even the walk back and those dark alleys in my boy, it was hilarious.
Yeah, mate. I remember it, mate. I remember it well. I remember all those nights. It was incredible, mate. And you know, and shall I tell you what? See what you just said there, though. See this going into battle cry attitude. We are severely lacking that right now. See what I saw today from the week leading up to the match, to the press conferences, to, you know, mate, I remember when we used to be backs against the walls, right? And we used to have people coming out, and we used to have people really like fired up, and we used to have people going, you know, Saturday or Sunday or whatever game it is that's coming, we are going to be right up for this game. We're all together, blah, blah, blah. And you had a captain that you got behind and you believed.
And Billy Buzz every game. Like that.
That's it. And or mate, when we had Di Canio and we went through tough times, and Di Canio was the same, mate. You know, we used to have big characters, big, strong people. And you believed, and when you come out on that football pitch, you looked at them and you thought, you know what, these boys are ready. I look at us at the moment, and the first thing that Emi Martinez did today was put his foot on the ball and stand and wait and see how much enthusiasm West Ham had for that football match. And he stood there from the first minute.
I saw that. That's weird.
We'd be like that, bang. From that kickoff, we should have been on them, straight in, get at them, get in their faces, show them we're about, go for a real big tackle in the first thing. We're here today. We're up for this. I want to see that fight. I'm seeing it from other teams down there, mate. I'm not seeing it for West Ham. Everything about us at the moment is lethargic. It's complacent. It's just totally and utterly not what you would be expecting from a team that are in the position that we're in. I am not seeing any fight, character, passion, or desire for the position we're in at all. You would think we're mid-table, the Premier League means nothing no more, and we've got the Conference League to think about, and that's where all our focus is. You would not believe for a second, watching us at the moment, that we are in, you know, even in the last 10 minutes of that game, I thought we'd be like, come on, let's get at them, let's get balls up there, let's show him. And we just sort of played out the last 10 minutes and was happy with a draw. Mate, we need a win.
When your manager picks the free CDM to be close to Ings instead of Skamaka, that says it all. You fucking wanker, Moyes. Fuck off.
See David Moyes, mate, he's a dog of a man. See how anyone actually stood there and all these fans were going, oh, I love David Moyes, though. What for? You know, I've said this to you before.
Stevie.
He kicked balls. He tried to kick out of that ball boy in that European semi-final. That's how much of a dog the man is. He bullies people. He manipulates people. He isolates people. And the way he talks to journalists at times, he is a scumbag, David Moyes. He is an absolute. And I tell you what, he has got nothing to do or no character about what I think a West Ham man should be, mate. Nothing at all. He ain't cut from our cloth. He's an absolute dog, that man. He's a horrible, vindictive piece of crap. And I hate him and I hate him more and more every
My dad's the same as you.
And if you can't see, if anyone watching this can't see how much of an horrible man David Moyes is,
he was a killing.
You're totally naive, mate. He is a horrible person, and what he does to players and how he ruins players' careers. But I tell you what, Sullivan must have an absolute fortune to waste. He must have so much money to piss down the drain because he keeps letting Moyes bully players, ruin them, run them into the ground. We pay 35 million for these players, and Moyes turns them into a 10 million pound player. So Sullivan must have loads of money to just keep wasting because Sullivan's sitting back and watching him do it and allowing it to happen time and time again. We see a player come in with all the potential in the world. Italy's number 9. Sebastian Haller comes in, can't stop scoring.
No, there's that East European player under Bilic. So Sabi is plays for Celtic on the wing, like when he's 19. Yeah. Bilic, he's done well. But for me, Moisey, oh my God, I want to throttle him, mate. I want to throttle him. Gaz Hammer believes.
I mean, some of this crap we've heard today about why Skamaka's not playing, it's all to do with these analytics of whatever, mate. It's all a load of nonsense. So I was sitting behind David Moyes today, a few rows behind, right, and see the way he played with Scamacca's head today, putting him out, making him warm up, sort of insinuating he'll come on, then don't.
I'll knock him out. I'll knock him out.
Moyes couldn't wait. And this how silly.
It's humiliation, Frankie.
That's what it is. It's humiliation. Yeah. And see people who thought Moyes was bringing on Cornet because they thought it would get us in behind their high line. Nonsense. Well, the reason he did it was to absolutely have a dig and a stab and a snipe at Scamacca. That's why he did it. And I get what people are saying. If they've got a high line, you need someone with pace to get in behind. If you believe that as a manager, you would do it earlier. You wouldn't do it with only 4 minutes to go. So I don't believe it for a second. And even if you do feel like 4 minutes is enough time to bring on a man to run in behind their defence and get you the winner, you do it and you also bring on Scamacca. You put Scamacca down the middle at the top, because if he does get in behind, he needs a man in the box just in case he don't break down the middle when he has to go out wide. If you actually believe that was how we was going to get the winner, you put Scamacca on down the middle, you put Cornet onto the left of him, and that's how you get in behind the goal. Simple as that. So it wasn't anything to do with that. Moyes did it as to be a bully like he is, and to use his position to basically, mate, be an arsehole to someone. That's what
Mr. Moyes, you're not a fucking Bill Shankly. Let me give you that. You're a fucking Tesco assistant. Steve, Danny Ings, non-existent. There's reason for that. David Moyes being a fucking cunt. The other thing, the only reason Cornet got on, Frankie, my brother, is because Moyes' other love child, Antonio, ran him into the ground 85 minutes against Man United, killed the fucking shit out of him, and this fucking shit show all the way. Moyes like, yeah, the boys ran themselves into the ground against Man United. We put so much effort in. If you had taken Antonio off after 15 minutes when I told you and change it around, it's a complete shit show, Frank. As you mentioned, I want this shirt to tell the club, this is my club, not what you've done today. This is the DNA West Ham. And like I said, me and Frankie, it was never about winning, but we did all right back in John. We did all right, better than now anyway. It was never about
West
winning.
Ham's never been about winning.
It was about going to battle. Again, Frankie, that's a really good. It's going to battle. And you watch any of the matches from this period, 1984 to 87, 88, 89, when that match kicks off, whether it's Arsenal, European Cup winners, we beat Liverpool more often than not at home, and Man United especially, and they were the best team in Europe, which is a big part of the world. You know, people like Jeff Pike, Jimmy Neighbour, You know, I don't want to bore you with the stats, but what that meant was when you kick off, Ray Stewart, the wing backs, you're attacking, people on edge of this, and within 5 minutes, your dad will tell you better than me, Frankie, we've had 3 shots at their goal. This is Liverpool at home, West Ham versus Liverpool. We've gone. That's my life. This is what it is. And with Moyes, he's not West Ham. The owner's not West Ham. And you went there today, and I felt I didn't get the. I know a lot of emotion flowing at the moment. I didn't ask you the question. I thought the atmosphere was the worst I've seen. The worst. Empty seats. Quiet. I just want your comments on that, mate.
Yeah, no, it was dead. It's dead, mate. It's dead. And I told everyone it will get worse. And everyone said, "Oh, it's just because there's rail strikes." There ain't no rail strikes the other week. Okay, I know the Greater Anglia line is whatever. You know, it's hard. But what those people, mate, would have made an extra effort to get to the ground if there was a train strike. You know, I've done some horrible journeys to get to West Ham before when there's been a train strike and whatever else. But you get there because you don't want to miss out. At the moment, people look at it and think, can I be bothered with the drive? Can I be bothered with the extra trains I've got to get? Can I be bothered with sitting on a bus? Can I be bothered? This is what they think. Mate, I can, because I sat on a coach going up to Manchester the other week, you know, just 7 hours on the way home, getting back to the Carpenters at 5 a.m. I'll go no matter what. I will go no matter what, because that's just how I am. And, mate, it's West Ham's always been my life, and that will never change. But it is painful, and it is tough, and it is difficult, mate. And I can understand why in the current climate with people with money and everything else, they'll look at it and think, do I need that today? Do I need to spend my hard-earned money on, going and watching the absolute shower of rubbish? And mate, the whole thing, I couldn't believe it, mate. 16% of people, I put out a poll, was that just the same old rubbish or was it a good performance? 16% of people. So, it's enough think that was a good performance today. They think it was a good performance. And I'm not going to sit here and say they're not West Ham fans. I'm not going to say it because they probably are. They might have gone to the game. They might have not gone to the game. I don't know. But 16% of people who replied to that post believe that it was a good performance, not a better performance, not an average performance, none of that, a good performance. They're happy with what they saw today.
Right. I've got to intervene now. I know what that is. It's an age thing. It's a generation thing. Frankie's in the middle. I'm a little bit above. Got Dad a little bit above that. It's a generation thing. They're used to shit. Is that a shit worse than that shit? Is a shit worse than that shit? That's what it is. And if that's what they think is... Listen, I'm really happy those fans are West Ham fans. God bless them, because in that East London area, I'm not going to get into trouble. They don't even support West Ham. So you go to the game, first of all, thank you for going, but that is not West Ham. And it's sad that your parents have not taught you the West Ham way, because they should have. That's a little bit of a lost knowledge. And it's not popcorn. It's an area that... Again, I'm going to bore the shit out of people. World War II, the most bombed area out of London. Tough people, loyal people, strong people, and that portrays our club. I mean, I'm from out west, soft Chelsea, Cesspool, and that's why I support them. I mean, I didn't have a choice anyway. I'm so glad West Ham portrays my character. Frankie comes from, not like from faraway county.
South London, mate. I'm with a Millwall boy in the chat at the moment. I am. I say that Woolwich was always West Ham because when Charlton weren't there, and obviously they sort of weren't a football club at that particular time, everyone used to walk through the foot tunnel and get the 101. So a lot of people who were from Woolwich were all West Ham, mate. It wasn't unusual. So.
2 questions, Gary. Again, it's not right to be like that. Whether we get relegated or not, for West Ham, clear and blue blood, it doesn't matter. As long as the football's the right way, you got our boys together. That's the main thing. Trevor Brooking asked Ron Greenwood, Ron, you're England manager, shall I move to Derby or Ipswich or Leicester? He goes, no, Trev, you're always number one. You stay to a club. It doesn't matter what division you're in. Doesn't mean we're not ambitious, but it's still our club. We love it. And for some reason, me and Frankie said, hopefully the old fans will come back. The away fans, I think, Frankie, you agree? They are the old school nutters, aren't they? The away lot.
They ain't. It's changed. The away fans are different to what they used to be, mate.
Oh, I still see the old lot on the Facebook. Okay, cool.
They're not the same, mate. The away fans are not the same, mate. I'll tell you now. The away fans are not what it used to be. It's not the same. It's not the same. The people who have got the points now, the people who get the tickets, they're not the old school anymore. There's still a few faces who go, mate, but nothing like it used to be. But I make Gary right. We don't have that backbone that we used to have that would come back from a relegation. I absolutely agree. I think if we go down, it could be a travesty, mate. I actually think we could drop again. I think there's a big chance because I think we'll get into an absolute mess. I really do. I don't trust us to come back from it. Having our fortress, having our home, having 31,000 hardcore West Ham and it was hardcore when we used to go down because only the proper fans used to go, roaring them back to the Premier League. That won't be the same no more, mate, because they've alienated them. They've turned their back on them. They don't want them there anymore. And I would like to think that if we did get relegated, a lot of those old characters would come back and get behind West Ham again. I don't think they will, mate. I don't think they'll forgive them. All the time that all the time that Brady and Sullivan are there, mate, I feel like...
sorry.
I really feel they won't go back there, mate. I really don't.
I mean, God bless him, Bill. Bill was in Cyprus. I saw the photos, getting on a bit, little legend. Hope he's all well. It's difficult. I mean, it's a very, very interesting question because West Ham is my life. I don't care what division we're in, and yes, we will get the real, but it's very, very hard. I am ambitious. I do want to win something. Bob, this top is 1984, mate, I think. 83, 84. I'm not happy, and on that, I am into my kits. I think Frankie's as well, and going longer number. I want, for me, Frank, Adidas and West Ham. For me, that's me, rather than Umbro. I know you like Umbro, but what do you think?
Well before my time, mate. It was Pony for me. Pony was what I was growing up. I used to hate having that name on our kit. It was horrible, mate. I'm not a kit man really, because I don't wear the kit. I've never worn a West Ham shirt to a football match since I was probably about 8 or 9 years old. You know, my boy does, but he won't. He won't forever. We're not really football shirt people, and West Ham were never really football shirt people, mate.
Kids are. I remember. Right, you're gonna laugh now, and you're gonna tell me off. I'll send you a photo after the game. My son, the oldest one, I got him all dressed up in his kit. Full kit wanker with his little boots on. I was like, "You look like Norbert Solano, mate." You know what I'm like? I'll tell you that photo, mate. One of the best signings a minute ago. Steve, that is worrying if that's what David Moyes is saying, mate. Really annoying, isn't it, Steve? But I'm definitely gonna see you next week, my good laddie, Steve. Again, listen, it's funny to see what's happening at Spurs, but for you, Frankie, seriously, I mean, yeah, 1-1, really poor football, not West Ham football. And the thing I said, like, obviously I did a show with Ryan, and Frankie, what I was saying is, you got to take Scamacca at the team for me, or Paqueta, and you got to put you got to take Paqueta or Souček. Did he Souček out the team at the lineup today and put Scamacca up front and try that, mate? For me,
I agree. I've backed Souček, you know I have, because I do think Souček has been another victim of David Moyes. I think David Moyes has run the man into the ground, messing around with how he plays and everything else. But I think the Souček thing is just about done, mate. I absolutely agree with you. I think it's Rice and Paqueta in there. But, mate, I tell you what, you want to be careful, because from what we saw from Declan Rice today, when I said about there was no passion, no desire, no fight, no whatever, Declan Rice was a big part of that. That's our captain. Did he look like a captain who was fighting and leading a team, trying to lead the team out of a relegation battle to win football matches to try and stay in the Premier League? I didn't see it. I think he had one of his worst games that he's had in a very, very long time. He looked drained. He looked tired. He looked void of confidence. I didn't see him go on any of his runs. I saw him got done on the turn quite a few times. He nearly gave away that penalty in the box. Okay, from what I understand, it wasn't. Couldn't see it because we, where we were. But, he was getting done. He really, Declan Rice is a shadow of what he has been, mate. And if you're relying on him and Paqueta, because Paqueta, for me, all them little flicks and tricks he tries to do, and everyone goes, "Oh, he's given the ball away," but just because he tried a flick, it's really frustrating. If you're relying on them two in the middle on their own, that could be really, really dangerous, mate. But Declan is not leading this team, and someone's just put he's lost belief. He should never. He may lose belief in the team, but he should never lose belief in West Ham United as the captain of the team. You should be leading no matter what, right till the very end. It don't matter if you're the last man on the battlefield, the last man standing. He should still be breaking his nuts to try and turn that situation around. That is what a good captain, a good leader does. Fall on your sword, die, whatever. You've got to go until the bitter end. He should be, constantly the man. He should be walking out on that football pitch, and you should look at him and go, he means business today. And from that first moment, he should go clattering through someone, big header, big tackle, whatever it is, set the tone. And then he should look around to his team, and he should be going, come on. And he should be getting them all together, and he should be firing everybody up, and he should be urgent. And in that last 10 minutes, he should be getting hold of that ball and going, come on, let's get forward, West Ham. We've got to get a winner. Instead, he's like that. And he goes like this, doesn't he? Calm down. Calm down, everyone. No, don't calm down, Dad. Get forward, attack, and score a goal and win a football match. Don't go, calm down, everyone. Calm down. No, don't calm down. Fire them up, get them in there, and try and show a bit of fight and passion. He's driving me insane with how he's playing, mate. I don't see him as a leader. I don't see him taking the scruff of the neck.
No.
I can't see any fight from him. I can't see anything. It just looks like a man who's checked out, void of confidence, no energy, no desire to want to go through this battle and fight. that he would rather just be with his England mates, or whether he'd rather be, at another club, whatever he wants to do. Mate,
Right.
honestly,
Well,
it's worrying. It's worrying.
Frankie, it's just a simple question from me. The manager is fucking shit. Why don't the players? Why did they beat Forest or fucking Everton? One of those games, the cunt would have gone. Why? This is really confusing for me. Like, if you really hate the football that we're watching as a player, it's demoralising. And I know the way the world works. You just kind of just lose, and the cunt's gone. Why they keep fucking winning the odd game every four?
Mate, we've got this thing again.
I don't understand it, mate.
After the Larnaca game, we've got a 2.5 week break or whatever it is. It's another fantastic opportunity to get rid of your manager and bring somebody else in who has got a bit of time to work with them before the next match. We're going to and see all this again as well today, mate. See this attitude. Oh, it wasn't that bad. We move on.
No, I don't want West Ham turning into Fulham. I don't want West Ham turning into Fulham.
Mate,
no.
the
West
problem
Ham?
is what
No,
people are
this
not
is bad.
realising, mate. What people are not realising is you can't keep writing games off. In the end, there won't be any games left and you'll be relegated.
How can you celebrate today's performance?
Can't do it.
You can't celebrate today's performance. The only good thing that came out of it was a really good penalty from Benrahma. Put it away the way it should be, put his foot through it. But on the back of that, I know he had the 1 or 2 shots that went well over the bar. And like you said, yeah, Rice, he's not
Big
captain.
problem,
And I
big
said that he's not captain material. He's not captain material. But then again, like I kept saying, Frankie, this manager has been in charge for 7 or 8 transfer windows, not recognised the need to buy a leader, captain, or bastard, whatever you call those type of people. And Danny Ings playing by himself. Listen, Danny Ings, last 2 games, Frankie, complete waste, mate. Complete waste.
Yeah,
Fuck all.
Do you know what?
Got nothing out of him, mate.
I'm really surprised I'm going to say this. And I'm really surprised I'm going to say this. Because I didn't think worse than Sam Allardyce. I didn't think it could be worse than Allardyce football. Really didn't like it. And I don't really like him as a person. I don't like him as a manager. He's another one of those.
Nigel Khan hates him, my little friend.
Not West Ham.
Nigel.
Yeah. He will never understand what it means to be West Ham. He doesn't get West Ham. He is just a where you've got to say, over the next 3 games, our target is this amount of points. Then this spell, you've got to get this many points. And shall I tell you why that does work and why it plays in? Because it gets rid of what we had today of respect the point, move that. But then your next game,
Oh, you're breaking up a bit.
or whatever.
You're breaking up a bit, Frankie. You're right now. I think you're back now. Yeah.
Am I breaking up?
Yeah, come back in again. Should be fine. Hopefully. Yeah.
Any better? I'll stop your video.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine. It's fine.
So yeah, that's what you've got to do. And if
Oh, you're gone again. Come back again. The photo anyway. Yeah, come back again if you can. Yeah. Don't worry, it's fine. Yeah, come back in the picture. Yeah. I can't hear you now, Frankie. Yeah. Frankie's going to come back in a minute. But basically, you look at the comments. Look, captain. People are pissed off with captain. Yeah, if you look at the people, Frankie, people are pissed off with the captain. They're pissed off the way people have loved the club, like Steve. He's fucking had enough. So people are fucking had enough today. I mean, Right. Did you stay till the full time whistle? Do
I
you remember?
did, yeah. Yeah, I did, yeah.
And what it was, what I heard, like,
Well, it was
ooh.
quite funny. Well, I say it was funny. It wasn't. It was the muggiest thing I've ever seen. But the funny bit of it was that David Moyes got booed, and the performance got booed twice today because there was some silly muppet with a referee's whistle in the crowd, who all the way through the end of the first half kept blowing the whistle, and then at the end started blowing the whistle. So when there was a break in play for an injury or whatever, the guy blew the whistle. The fans thought it was the end of the game, so they all started booing. But it wasn't the end of the game. It was a fan with a whistle in the crowd. And then then he done it literally the second before the ref did it, so they all started booing again. And then on the final whistle, everyone booed again. So Moyes just didn't stop getting booed, and the performance didn't stop getting booed. So
I'm just thinking, I want to fucking slap him up around the head, man. I mean, fucking, I mean, just.
But the point
you.
I was trying to make a second ago, mate, with the Allardyce thing is, if you break it down into small little goals, if you would have said you needed 6 points out the last 3 games,
That's what you used to do, isn't it? Yeah.
then it would have meant that today, in that last 10 minutes, you've got to go and get that win, because you're then thinking in our next 3. If you've said, actually, our goal might only be 3 points from the next 3 because the sides that we're playing, today might have been pivotal to getting those 3 points. Today might have been your best opportunity to get 3 points, because your next run of 3 games might be really difficult. So what I don't see is forward planning. I don't see Moyes thinking, we're at home, we're against Villa, we've got an opportunity to win this game. This last 15 minutes, we need to go all out to try and get this win.
Yeah, but
Instead,
what? Yeah,
it's
yeah,
all
yeah.
casual. It's so casual. It's also like, I don't think any of them really appreciate and accept the position we're in, mate. I don't see any urgency. I really don't.
But what I don't agree with Sam was, like, you kind of give up the cup games, the 5-0 against Forest, put the kids out. The kids have never recovered. They're shocked and just turn up like, 5-0 Man City. That's disgusting behaviour towards the supporters.
I didn't like it at all.
No, they're not West Ham, man. That's why I kept telling everyone, there is a DNA to West Ham. You fucking understand it or not. There's a special, what's the West Ham way? Ha ha ha. There is. That means we lose 4-3 or we win 4-3. There is. And I'm happy. Frankie's happy. Little one's happy. He's seen 7 goals. There is. No one will understand it unless you're West Ham. There is West Ham way. One touch football. And I'm like, Frankie, I'm fucking tired of it. And the more worrying thing for me, people are turning up at that match today and hoping small percentage, thinking that's all right, we got a point. And I'm like, no. If you look at the league table before the game started on the Friday, we're worse off. We are 17th, and Bournemouth have won, Everton have won without no striker, Southampton got a point, and I don't know. This is a very unique situation. I'm doing it week by week, and it's getting more and more crazy. I done a video of Michael Carrick, and I went mad over it. I thought the guy's DNA is fucking... Because I like risky. I like risks in life, and I think... What's your thing on Carrick, bro? Carrick.
To be honest, I think a lot of what you said and what you dug out was really interesting, mate. I do think...
I was sober though as well.
I do think what you said about him having a lot of experience from Man United, taking some games at Man United. Mate, at some point, you've got to take a chance on this type of manager. Like I said earlier, mate, I don't care anymore. If the board sacked Moyes tomorrow, brought in Carrick, and it blew up in our faces and we went down, I would prefer that than carrying on the way we are. I really would prefer that. All I want is a change and have a go at doing something. Roll the dice. Have a go. And if Carrick is the man who brings back a bit of understanding of West Ham, who brings back a better style of football, and do you know what? Carrick would probably... I know it don't matter anymore because we've only got about 12 games left of Declan Rice. But I bet Carrick would know exactly what to do with Declan Rice and how to get the best out of him, because Carrick was amazing in his position. I think... Mate, why not? He's been around the right people. He's played at the top level. He's English, understands what we're all about as a football club. Mate, I'm all for it. Get him in.
I'll tell you what, everything he says is just like, express yourself. Play what you used to do in the playground. You won't believe it, Frankie. I was a skillful guy in the playground. As soon as I got to school, football team go, Jazz, you're right back. Oh, you bastards. But, you know, on a playground, it's just one-touch football, back heeling and skipping and goaling. A lot of what he said made a lot more sense than, like I said, the Rooney has failed, Jared has failed, Gary Neville has failed, Lampard has failed. But there's something about Carrick that he's cool, smooth. I think there's something about him. It could be Jazz talking shit again as usual. It could happen.
Do you know what? I think he is what you need from a manager. I do think it needs someone with a bit of life around him, someone with a bit of energy and a bit of character. But I think as a manager, as someone you'd look at and respect, I think Carrick commands respect, mate. I think, and what I would like about
He's brave. What he's saying is, if you lose the ball, doesn't matter. Like Ben Rama, dribble, brother, doesn't matter.
Yeah. What I would like about him, mate, is that what I like about a manager is when you have big players, whether it be a Paqueta, a Scamacca, a Rice, and whatever. I like a manager who they can't turn around to and say, mate, what have you ever done in your career? David Moyes suffers because he's never achieved anything, not as a player and not as a manager. In however many matches he's been involved in as a football player, I think it's 1,000 as a manager. God knows how many it was as a player. He's never achieved nothing in football. And you just, as a Paqueta, would look at him and say, Moyes, who are you to tell me what to do? Who are you? I don't know who you are. I don't know what your credentials are. I don't know. I'm bigger than you ever were in your career, in any part of your career. So I don't like that. Whereas with a Carrick, you could never say anything towards him. He can say, I've won it all. I've done it all. I've been at the top. I've seen everything that there is to do in football. I've won everything there is to win in football. That's what I would like about Carrick, because he is big enough, experienced enough, and achieved everything that nobody could have a go at him, mate. He's been there, done it all.
And I tell you what, again, people, it's West Ham. You got to understand. It's not a general. You got to understand the club. What goes for West Ham, that is not the right thing for any other club. I believe in that. So what me and Frankie is saying is, because he played for West Ham, I'm not going to explain the reasons for it. It means a lot. So if he loses if things don't go right, we're going to be with him. We're going to be with him. This is West Ham. Because he's West Ham.
And we would be so behind him. You watch the instant reaction. I guarantee you, if Carrick comes in tomorrow, that stadium would be a total sellout the very next game. Even if it was Larnaca, I think we've got 30,000 tickets left for Larnaca. If they sacked Moyes tomorrow and appointed Carrick, Larnaca would sell out instantly. Everyone would get over there, mate, because they'd all want to get behind him. They'd have a new belief. They would want to get behind a West Ham man. They'd want to see it get off to the right start and everything else. It would change the feeling around our football club instantly, mate.
If under Carrick we lost 3 games 4-3, I'll have tears in my eyes and say we tried, don't we? This is West Ham. This is West Ham. We're not playing the people behind the ball.
If you had tears in your eyes because of that, I'd slap you, by the way. So.
Yeah, I know, that's why I wanted to. I tell you what, as you know, at the beginning of the show, I'm like, Frankie's gonna tell me off. I was like, I am really upset, but I can't, and it's good in a way. Frankie keeps me on my toes. Stevie baby, Jim
That's
White.
A good point. Look at that as well. What Stevie just put. Imagine singing Michael Carrick's Claret and Blue Army, mate. It would be rocking the gaff. It would bring the feeling back again. It really would.
Could I cry then a little bit? Oh no.
Yes, I'll allow
you. Whiskey tear. But Frankie, like, you were there. Atmosphere, you've said, was one of the worst, or what do you think?
Yeah, terrible, mate. But do you know what? It wasn't. Because before the game, I really do feel like we tried to get behind them. With Bubbles, we tried to get behind them. There wasn't any sniping. There wasn't any. Even in that first spell where we were defensive again, no one was getting on their back. No one was getting frustrated. There weren't any. There wasn't. What's the word? The crowd just weren't getting on the players' backs, mate. I feel like support was there. I do feel like the support was there. And even when we went one behind, I thought, oh, is it going to get a bit nasty now? And it didn't. It didn't.
What do you think? What did you think of the Villa fans? They're very vocal from where I was hearing from.
Yeah, they're having a go. They're having a go, mate. They're having a go.
Another thing, really weird question. I know I'm colorblind, but Did you think Villa should have worn a white, or was it colours are too close, or what do you think?
Huh?
Villa, do you think they should have worn white shirts, like too much of a clash with black
I
and
don't know. It didn't. I don't think it made too much of a difference on the pitch, mate. I think it
right?
was fine when you were sitting there. It was okay.
I thought Bowen. Oh my god, a lot of effort from Bowen, mate. As far as I saw,
Big effort, mate.
Big
He
effort,
was the
mate.
main man for me. I know a lot of people will give it to Ben Rama because he scored the penalty, but there was one point where Bowen
You
broke
played like a
his
Sikh. I would have given him a turban.
There was one in the second half where the ball went out to the right-hand side,
Oh
and
mate,
he broke his nuts to get there, and he won a corner out of it, and everyone went, yeah, and
you've
all the
done
crowd
so
got
often,
fired
mate.
up, and he went,
So
come on.
often.
And that was the little bit of spark. And
Bowen
I
is a
said to
Hereford farmer, mate.
I
Solid.
said to the fella sitting next to me, I said, see, it don't take much to spark the crowd into life. All you need to do is break your nuts to get to a ball and win it. And everyone was going, come on. And that proves that it is the way that a bit of the problem is the way the team play, the not being fully committed, the not really pressing, the not getting in their faces is causing a bit of the problem, mate. It really is. But mate, Paqueta again going down the tunnel like he did, angry, mumbling stuff under his breath, clearly not happy, shaking his head. It just shows you how disjointed this football club is at the moment, mate. It's not good. We're really a broken team right now. We're a broken team.
I don't understand how David Moyes is saying that. I am beginning to understand Paqueta, what he does. I thought he's like this and he's like that and he's like this and he's like that.
Mark White from Dorking Wanderers in that comment, mate. He is the man. I love that geezer. He's a proper character. He is. I love how he plays football. I love his attitude. He's fantastic. So snazzy as he's bang on there. He'd never leave Dorking because that's his project and he owns the club. But he is.
That's the one my boy told me to watch on Netflix or Amazon.
Mate.
Oh
Brilliant.
mate,
So
yeah.
good.
He goes, Dad. He like started like doing this. Right, gotcha. Wow.
He's quality, mate. He really is. He and totally no nonsense. He was like the comment I've got pinned on my Twitter where he says basically we've scored more goals than anyone else. We've let in more goals than anyone else. Rock and roll football, that's how it should be. And that's his attitude. We'll score loads, we'll let in loads, but that's what fans want to see. He's brilliant, mate. He's brilliant.
Because Frankie, we must. I still. You can have a go at me. Like your dad probably loves me. A number of times I mentioned John Lyle. We mustn't get away from the fact football is an entertainment. It's an entertainment. It's a sport, and our club. And I think I'm just about. I haven't taken any tablet. I think our fans we could easily get depressed following what's happened on the Sullivan, which means, David, how can he be a football fan or football manager, especially West Ham United with our history, DNA, and say, lads, up to 75, 80 minutes we don't concede. That's depression, right? That's not entertainment. And people like the old Dockers, in your like before your dad's time, we want to be entertained. We spent money on a Saturday. Once you cut the goals in there, John. We've gone so far from that, and that goes back to you, fans. Listen, all right, I'll fucking say it anyway. If any of you fans are happy with that draw today, that performance, the football, the setup, one striker up front who ain't a striker, not by himself anyway, it's shocking. It's shocking. Can't even mark at the back. 2 questions for Frankie. And he's going to love the first question more than the second. First question. Agard mistake.
I mean, he's got plenty of him in him at the moment, mate, isn't he? It's an hard one. I saw him ping a ball from the defence to Bowen.
No.
What a pass that was. That was... I don't know whether it was or whether it was a bit of...
Tony Gill loved him, distribution.
The way he landed it just behind the defender's head for Bowen to run onto was unbelievable. But, Gueda's got a lot of mistakes in him at the moment, mate. But, mate, those wing-backs, or we played them as full-backs today, the space that was down Kerr's side in that first half was frightening. He kept drifting into the middle, drifting out of position, and they had acres of space out there. You can sort of knock Aguerd because he's got a lot of, he has had a mistake in him at the moment and everything else. But with the players he's got round him, mate, it's an half hard for him. And Kerr today was a real problem in the defence, real problem. And we know he can't play right back, but Moyes has to play him right back. Why? Mainly because you alienated a really good young right back that we had who could have come in and done a job in matches like today. But instead, you done what you're doing with Skamaka to him. You wouldn't give him a chance. You wouldn't talk to him. You turned your back on him, and he ended up leaving and going to somewhere else. It's just, it's a nightmare, mate.
Oh, fucking hell, mate.
Chris, we have spoken about Rice. We all say it was one of his worst games he's had today. He was really, really poor. Really, really
He's
poor.
too young, yeah. He's not a
Does he want to be here, mate? I don't know. I think he's already checked out, personally.
He's not captain material, and yeah, wrong formation, 2 up front. Kera. The player that Kera's meant to mark is often 2 miles away, having a lollipop and ice cream, and usually scores a goal. So a lot of things are wrong. And any comments on? Actually, Frankie, this is a special. I forgot about this one. You ready? Four nails.
Yeah. No, I don't know, mate. I don't know.
So
I just see. I don't know whether this comes from.
Shall I help you before? Because you're the guy. Shall I help you? Right. What happened? He came on. 79 and 82 minutes, mate. The guy's put through. Total fuck up. Doesn't even control the ball. Goes through his feet. Bowen, the worst one. Right, 79 minutes. Someone steps him in. He doesn't even get on the ball. Misses it completely. 82 minutes. Bowen does all the hard work. Goes down a wing. Goes past 2 people. Slips it back. 4 nails. Pissed poor mate. Takes an extra touch. Fucking chance is gone, mate. That's 4 nails, mate.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I've got more of a problem with bringing 4 nails on. What was the idea? So you've got Emery doing a double sub and then doing a double sub just after that.
Before Moyes, once again.
Before Moyes, of course. But what was Moyes? How did he think that substitution was going to affect the game? What did he think it was going to achieve? What did he think it was going to do to get us a win? It seemed to me like just a bit of a nothing substitution, mate. But what I can't understand is I don't know if it's these really dodgy West Ham YouTube channels that influence people or whether it's Twitter that influences people.
I heard West Ham Network. I know Anton. I know Ross. They're Moyes in for my. I haven't got time.
Moyes bit.
I haven't got time to watch any channels. Like the boys with the chat were telling me.
What I can't understand is where some people got the idea that starting Lanzini today would have been a good idea. Like he hasn't had enough game time. We know he's behind the pace now. He's lost that bit of sharpness. We know that, he just isn't the player that he was, mate. But for some reason, everyone was begging for Lanzini in there today. If I was going to play anyone today, it probably would have been 4 nails over Lanzini, maybe, because I felt like, he's had little spells at the moment which have looked all right. I feel like he done a really good job at United, mate. I think he done a really good job in that game protecting our left-hand side. I feel like he really helped the defender out, and I feel like he helped move play better in the middle and move the ball up the pitch quicker. We do that again today, mate. We just do the whole just not move the ball forward fast enough. I felt Areola would get us moving it quicker up the pitch. And even he now, at United, he was pinging balls to the left and the right and getting the play moving. And today, he's even falling victim of that take too long. There was a chance today where Declan Rice on the left-hand side in the second half, we'd broke through, we had all the space in the world, he can ping that pass, but instead he goes, no, calm down, I'm just going to pass it here, I'm just going to lay it off, and we're just going to slow everything down, let them get in all of their formation in their position, and then we struggle to break them down, and we wonder why. We don't move the ball fast enough, we don't do enough forward passing, we don't do enough, there's just no urgency, mate. It's all just so slow and lethargic. It comes to the manager. It comes from Rice, because Rice is really playing. I don't know. people want to defend him all the time because he's been a great player for us, and he has been a great player for us at times. But he is falling victim of doing that again. Just backwards, sideways, never, just play that pass between the lines and catch them out, and play one or two passes and then suddenly be attacking them. We just don't do it, mate. The only way we broke their lines today was with those big, long hit and hope balls, and some of them come off and some of them didn't. But in the most part, mate, then they're not great. That's not how we should be playing football, mate. It really isn't.
I think there's a lot of things that you've said which is correct. I mean, the biggest thing is like you said, continue with the same formation, one up front, but then the TV channels are saying, which you didn't hear, Frank, you were like, oh yeah, Scamacca's meant to be, and Paqueta meant to be more close to the striker, and certainly, yeah, we saw that Declan Rice was very back in front of the back four. We saw that, but then, going back to the manager, the coaching staff, Kera, fuck me, he doesn't know what marking means.
No,
there's players behind him having a donut meat with me and chips together, and I could have barbecue wings behind. He ain't know what's happening, mate. Obviously Johnson's damaged goods for now. I'm just gonna say it the way it is. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Kera's damaged goods. Agard, wow, what distribution the man's got. Tony Gale's commentating on the match I saw, which is kind of American channel, whatever. Great distribution, like Frankie managed. Like, whoa, the man can ping 30, 40 yards, 20 yards. Brilliant. But that goal was fucking bad. Agard was like, guy, look, you ain't probably had time to see it, Frankie. When you see that,
I haven't watched it back. Nah,
that goal they scored, it's a shit show for Agard. The only thing I can say in Agard's defense, 10%, is that Kera, as we know, Kera and Bowen could have done a bit more to stop the cross going in. Not Bowen a little bit less, Kera a bit more. Apart from that, it's all this shit show. Then after that, I think Watkins, who doesn't score a lot, I have a lot of time for him. He nearly scored a second time, but then Zuma was there and blocked it. And that kind of worked for him. Zuma's only coming back at the moment. Emerson, for me, is a squad player at best, but tick by tick, the boy is looking good. A little bit, 1%. Emerson, anything? I think
he's all right, mate. I still think
that's what I thought.
He's a fullback. I like him as a wing back. I think he's a good wing back. I think he offers a lot in attacking sense, mate. I think he picks up the back post. I think he's not afraid to have a shot. He's not afraid to cut inside. I actually think he's all right. Hello to the Everton fan in the chat.
Kevin.
How are you getting on with
you're
Dicey,
a great
mate?
club. Listen, Kevin, Everton is a great club as well. And Frankie, again,
Here's James. Look, James is here. The Everton fans here. James the other day, what was James saying? Oh, look, they wanted Dyche. Look at where Dyche and Everton are now, and Everton to think West Ham.
No, he's right.
Dyche.
Yeah, James Agard fucked up big time, mate, for that goal. He fucked up big time. James, you joined. I am fucking pissed off. Frankie's pissed off. We fucking hate the stadium. We fucking hate the owners. We fucking hate the manager. We fucking hate the setup. It's fucking shithole. I don't know if we're going to stay up or not. It's a very fine line. But like me and Frankie said, we want fucking Carrick or someone with a bit more guts in there. But what the But Middlesbrough third, Frankie. Why would Carrick want to... Listen, I wouldn't say no to West Ham. He ain't going to say no, but it's a very difficult decision for the young man. Would you know?
Well, from Carrick's point of view, mate, I said it with the other managers who sort of bounced up too quickly. I think he needs to learn his trade as a full-time manager a little bit more, managing clubs like he is at the moment and seeing it out. I think a lot of managers try and make this.
Oh, sure. I'm kissing the wrong badge. Shit. Go ahead.
Mate?
No. When I look that way, you carry on.
Is he all right?
Nah, no problem.
Loving Adidas. Loves
No.
Adidas that much.
I wanted to kiss the. You're like cut the whiskies.
It's tough, mate. It's tough. It really is. I don't know. It's the atmosphere was poor today. It's been it weren't good. It was flat, but it was just empty, mate. There was just so many empty seats. It would be an half hard to get an atmosphere going when you've got 5 or 6, seats in between you and the next person. It's dead over there, mate. All round it's dead. The pubs are dead. Outside the ground's dead. Before the game's dead. Inside the ground is dead. Just the whole thing of West Ham at the moment is just flat as a pancake, mate. It's just awful. Kevin, do you think that Dyche will be your saviour, mate? Have you done one over on us? Should we have got the man? How are you feeling about him? And is he making much of a difference at the moment, mate? It'd be interesting to hear.
Steve, I'm all right, man. Off my head, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, absolutely right. Adidas and West Ham for me. It is my favourite, but I will take into account Frankie. Frankie's right as well. Frankie's right. The club is in the heart, not on your sleeve, isn't it, Frank? I come with so much shit.
Mate.
I don't know. Why do I get all this shit? I don't know. Why should we politicians?
Mate, I was there today. I'll be there on Thursday. Every game I'll be there, mate. I love West Ham, and that will never change. West Ham is everything to me.
But Frankie, we are tough as old boots, but mate. Like this show
mate,
today.
Even this is becoming tough for no matter how staunch we are.
I'm sick of it.
No matter how crazy we are.
I'm sick of it. I am
loyal we are. This is even a test for us, mate. It really is.
It's that bad. I've got tickets for you. Are you going to Thursday?
I'm there Thursday, mate.
I'm going to go then. I'm going to go because I'm going to go. I've got tickets.
I've got lounge tickets, mate. If you want to come in, so
I've got tickets already, but we can. Yeah, we'll sort something out. But it's just like you said, it's just you go there to meet your little one and make your friends. And I'm just like, what's going to happen, you think? Do you think we're going to go down? No, it's a very hard question. I can't answer that.
Mate, what I do know is we've said it. Less than a point per game will send you down. I know we're better than that at the moment because of the Forest game, but it does mean that we've got to keep this up for the next games. I just feel like today was such a massive missed opportunity. I see these teams down there fighting. I see Bournemouth beating Liverpool. I don't think we've got it in us to pull out a result like that. We've got our away games seem a lot easier than the home games that we've got. But we're not very good on the road. I think unless we change our away form and we can pick up points at like Palace and places like that, then I do think we'll go down, mate, because everyone says, oh, well, these teams behind us have got tougher run-ins, they won't catch us, but then these teams go and beat these bigger teams, mate. I just don't think we've got a sinner to do that. I wouldn't, if it goes down to us beating City on the last game of the season, if City is our last game of the season, then you would have no hope whatsoever, mate. So it probably won't work out like that because I know that, obviously all teams on the last game have got to play at the same time and everything else. So I'm guessing City will be squeezed in before that final match. But you don't want to go into that last game needing something to stay up, mate. It's always nervy. It's always horrible. It will be... we don't want that scenario. We don't want it, but we're going to see, mate. We're going to see. One thing I do know is this Poxy Conference League. I don't see us winning that like everyone else does because I just don't think Moyes has got it in him. I think the first proper team we come up against, because we ain't faced a proper team in that competition yet, I think the first proper side we face will steamroll us, mate. I really do.
I don't think there's that many teams in there apart from, I think Lazio lost at home 1-2, which my son follows Lazio big time. His shirt, if I show you, actually I know you don't like shirts, wow, I'm jealous of the shirt he got in, he went to Italy. But yeah, I think Lazio lost 2-1, Villarreal I think are probably one of the favourites. And again, you know better than me that, Emery, he turned down West Ham I think about 7-8 years ago for the job. When his stock was quite high, got the Arsenal job, and again you definitely saw the Aston Villa manager acting like a fan, like very all outside the box, doing all that. Mate, our manager's just fucking too well. Age comes to all of us, but no, he doesn't inspire me. Frankie, get rid of him, please.
Doesn't inspire anyone.
I love Scotland. I love Scotland. I love whiskey. I love haggis. I love Scotch eggs. No, he's dire, mate. He's dire as fucking anything. I'm sick of it. And yeah, going back to your Sam Allardyce question on TalkSport, fucking TalkSport. BBC, you don't know this.
Mate,
BBC
the
One.
bigger problem is TalkSport turning around and saying Moyes will be here even if we get relegated. Mate, I think that would be. I don't know. I think I'd really have to give up at that point. I know I'm saying even if we go down, I'll be there no matter what. Mate, if we go down and David Moyes still stands on that touchline in the first game of the season,
I'll be dying, mate, if he's
I
come
think they
tonight.
would have the biggest revolt on their hands that they'd ever seen. I think like that Burnley game that they had will seem like it was a play day, mate.
Where's my Ruby? Frankie knows my little Ruby. Little wishy Ruby. That's my Ruby, because I think one of you got a cat. But seriously, going back to football, I think we'll always be West Ham fans. I'm really confused now. I mean, if we go down, we flush out the tourists. I'm going to get into trouble now. And we get
we have got to flush out the tourists. We have, mate. We have. I'd rather them shut chunks of the stadium and not have them in there. I would. I can't stand it.
Right, this is the last day of the West Ham channel.
All was tourists. It drove me absolutely mad. Absolutely mad, mate. There was just so many non-West Ham fans in that stadium today. So the fact it was empty anyway, and the fact that there was also so many tourists making up the biggest percentage of the fans there today, there might have been about 35,000 actual West Ham fans in there today, mate, and the rest were all not West Ham. We basically had an attendance that would have filled Upton Park in there today.
I'm surprised you didn't go Cyprus, Frankie. Nice weather, you know. Dom,
mate,
a good friend.
Mate, I can't back playing in epoxy Lego stadium.
Did you hear Dom's story? Dom!
Yeah, but what like
me and Frankie, listen.
Hard.
Me and Frankie, we travel in style. One direct flight. Birds on the other.
And that's what you have to do. You try and save a few pennies to try and do this messing around, and then you cop it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Dommy. Yeah,
that's what you have to do, mate. You have to
Dommy
just go
boy.
with direct flight.
You can't go 4 flights like that. Yeah.
End of the day, mate, I couldn't go to Epoxy Lego Stadium and support that when it made us play on a Sunday, have more pressure because other teams had won around us. Bournemouth had won. We'd slipped into the bottom three. Mate, as the competition goes on, if we're in the quarterfinals, obviously on Thursday night, I'm going over there. I'll do the home games. You know, if we go somewhere decent in the next leg, I'll be there. But I couldn't get behind that Cyprus thing, mate.
Dom, I'm going to take half the day off. Let's meet up some. I know where to go. I found an Indian joint. It's on me. I found the Indian. It's on me. It's the day I get my bonus. It's on me, mate. I just figured it out in my head.
Jazzy's having a bonus.
Yes, my corporate bonus is being paid on the Wednesday. It's on me, Frankie. I know where it's near Bank. It's near Bank. It's the one. You're gonna love it, mate. You're gonna love it.
I'm there.
It's all. I just got it. And as many people as you want. It's all done. It's all done. Just thought of it right now. I went there twice. Right near Bank. It's proper grub and beer and booze and all that. Proper nutch. Proper. Might not make the game though, but we see how it goes. Yeah, done. But you're definitely going. I'm going. I think the boys are going. Yeah, we'll sort out your boys, my boys, and do. Yeah, really nice. But
our boy won't be there. It'll be too late for him, so I'll be on the booze, mate. So we'll have a drink. Yeah,
I'm not going to go into any more comments anymore. But what we were saying, like, obviously, going to give Frankie a chance to say his word. But for me, I am really, really upset. I'm really upset. My club, it's not my club. It's not my club. And if Frankie wasn't there, I was getting emotional, upset. It's not my club anymore. That I recognise the football, the bravery, and everything Carrick stands for. Michael Carrick is what West Ham is. It's like express yourself. Possession football, brave football, attacking football. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I saw none of that at David Moyes. Same formation, little Danny Ings up front by himself, slogging his guts out, trying to left, run. He's 29-30, running left, running right. Frankie knows better than me. And a couple of times the ball went in. That's like, who the fuck's in there? There's no one in there. There's one trying to get in. It is what it is. I'm sick of it. The ground, the atmosphere, flat. But we'll be back. The West Ham will be back. We'll be fucking back. We'll be back. Sullivan, God bless you. Nothing personal. You're going to be gone one day. We're going to be back. The club will survive. Even if it doesn't survive, East End of London, wherever. Like Frankie said, we'll fucking make a club out of fuck all called West Ham. You know what I mean? West Ham, whatever. And we'll colours will always be there and bleed clear and blue. But we just, like Frankie, it's so sad with your little one that, yeah, it's a rocky show.
Mate, I just want him to have a hero like I did.
He's such bad timing for little one. Such bad timing.
I want him to have a Joe Cole. I want him to have a Carrick, a Di Canio, a Trevor Sinclair.
Paye, Arnie, whatever, yeah.
Anything. I want him to have someone that he can believe in, look up to, and just be and he hasn't got a favourite player. He likes Bowen, but I wouldn't say he's fanatical about him. I just want to see him have someone that he can really get behind and idolise, mate. And I had it growing up, and many of us had it. And at the moment, we don't even have a hero at our club. We've been full of heroes in the past, West Ham. We've had loads of them go through and wear claret and blue shirts. And at the moment, we haven't got a hero in our club, mate. And it's sad. It's really sad.
But we are strong enough. We're going to carry on. We're very, very strong. And yeah, we're going to have good times. We're definitely going to. And Steve, we're going to see you soon, mate. And I'm going to see my brother Frankie soon. So, Frankie, I'm going to message you tomorrow. Whatever.
Yeah, give me a bell, mate.
And it's all on me. And you are going to have a blast, my brother. The food. Anyway, we're going to that bit later on. But anyway, Stevie, baby, love you. Love everyone in the chat. Love Frankie. Love the channel. Everyone take care. And rather you than me today, Frankie. Rather than you. I would not have gone, mate. But that's me being naughty. But God bless you. But yeah, you're going to have a blast. Take care. Say hello to everyone. Everyone in the chat. Take care. Take care, Steve. Take care. Come on, you irons. That's my... Actually,
Adidas.
Take care, Frankie. God bless you. Take care, mate. Take care.